Howdy travelers, welcome back. This is Trav. Have I got something special for you guys today? Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be building a stacked dual iron golem farm. These right here. Stacked dual iron golem farms. And these are game changers on the PlayStation, let me tell you. And I'm not going to waste your guys' time, so let's go take a look at some of these rates I've gotten. Okay, so here's a 1 hour test, which obviously can be varied wildly. But let's just take a look. This is my first test. Both farms. The right farm, left farm. I don't know why the left farm was such a beast, but it was. 9 hour test. About 56 an hour. And think at this point, most PlayStation iron farms are getting 32 on average blocks an hour. 9 hour test right here. And this isn't a string farm. Look at this. Less string than iron. Almost 9 full stacks or 8 full stacks of iron. And this is on hard mode. And there's no BS here. This is it. Okay? So if you're looking for an iron farm that's going to work the best, look no further. It's a little more resource intensive than that first iron golem farm that I put up. And I'm not going to go into the mechanics as in depth in this video as that first one. So if you want to see a full-blown in-depth version, or a more simple, like a starter golem farm, and you want to see more details about the mechanics, then look at that video. But maybe you've had that one running for a little while and you've gotten a little bit of iron, or you've been doing some mining and got a little bit of iron and you're ready to upgrade to something better. Well, this is going to be the one for you. Okay? So get ready, because we're going to get strapped in here. And before we do, make sure you support the video with a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you have, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when the next video like this drops. Alright, so before we get into the construction and the materials list, let's talk about mechanics. Okay, so on PlayStation 4, for a village to spawn golems, you need 21 beds and 10 villagers that need to be linked to those beds. And then that pretty much turns on a switch that allows golems to spawn. And that switch says that you have a probability of 1 in 7,000 every game tick for an iron golem to spawn. 1 in 7,000. That's our problem on PlayStation. That's why our rates suck. And there's not much we could do about that. Adding villagers isn't going to change it. Now, let's say you add 10 more villagers and make it 20 villagers, 21 beds. Now, on Java Edition, as far as I know, after the golem is spawned, after these villagers say, hey, spawn a golem, there's a cooldown. A short cooldown to where they just won't spawn another one. Having another set of 10 villagers may reduce that cooldown. May. But that cooldown isn't going to change our spawning rate to say, instead of 1 in 7,000 chance, you now have a 2 in 7,000 chance. That's not how that's going to work. So the bottom line is it may increase your rates from what, 56, 50, or 58, 59 an hour, whatever it was, to maybe a couple more an hour. But I don't think that's worth it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's worth it for you, but certainly for me, that's not worth having another 10 villagers tied up in each farm, so another 20 in total, when my cap's 50 anyways on PlayStation, because I also got to have a trading post. So I don't think that's worth it. Now, the other mechanic. As we know, the golems have to spawn within a 6 block high space above and below the beds. So if you look here, but that includes the bed space. So that's 3 below, which would be this level. Oh, we got a golem dying above us. Yep, there he goes. So below the beds, it's this level, and that level. So by having the spawning layer here, we allow spawning underneath the bed, and above the bed includes the bed itself. So 1, 2, 3. So they could spawn on top of this level, but they cannot spawn up here. That's why the top spawning pad is smaller, because you can't stretch this out further and still have it kind of within the radius of the beds. And speaking of the beds, the distance from the center of the village, which could be any one of these beds, it's kind of chosen, you know, at random based on who you put in here first. But we don't need to think that hard. But the spawning platform can be 8 blocks in any direction from the head of the village center. So to make this work, we're just going to go 8 blocks buffer on all sides of all the beds, so we catch golems no matter where they spawn. So that's the spawning grid, right? So that's the spawning region of golems. And any other further points, we'll come to them once we get going on the build. But let's get started on that so we don't waste any of your time. First, let's take a look at material list. This is for a single farm using slabs. Now, I got this smooth stone slabs here. But what this would equate to would be about 10 stacks of cobblestone, and then just split them into slabs. So that's going to be your cheapest way of building this. So slabs, you're going to need a few stacks of stairs. You're going to need 4 stacks of signs, a stack of building blocks, 22 hoppers. So that's kind of where this one gets a little more expensive. 22 hoppers, a chest, glass, stack of glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lava buckets, 2 water buckets for an infinity source, or if you want to bring a few stacks of ice, you can do that too. You're going to need 21 beds, and then you're going to need 10 villagers from your breeder. Okay, and these are going to be the resources you need. Okay, so let's get into the construction of this thing. Starting from our center. Now, you could see this is built obviously on a flat world. The best thing you could do is just find yourself a flat open space where you can build this. So you don't have, you want to reduce variables. Okay? Find yourself a pretty flat open space that you have room to build these away from your village breeder. Okay? Away from your village breeder. Go at least, let's say, 120 blocks. Typically, it's been 110 blocks from a bed. A villager can claim it. But people have came to me and said, Trav, I've had villagers claim beds that are 116, 118 blocks away. So put your breeder in any other beds. Your own bed, another village in the area, beds in that village. I don't care. Just any bed. Get it away. Okay? And don't come to me if your farm doesn't work and say, Trav, it's not working, but I have my own bed in the middle. That's the problem. Eliminate variables that are going to cause problems. All right, so no other beds, no other villages, 120 blocks. Okay, bring your villagers in on boats, on mine carts, through a portal, whatever. All right, so we're going to get into the construction of this thing. Okay, so let's do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move away from this. And then we'll get a new one built up. So we're at 28. Heck, let's go this way too. I don't want anything interfering with this. Always play it safe. You don't want to build these things up and then find out you goofed up because something's too close, and then then you got to change stuff. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. A flat piece of ground. This doesn't need to be built in the air. Flat piece of ground. We're going to put a hole there, and this is going to be our collection chest. All right, and then on our collection chest, we're going to build a 3x3 hopper floor to catch drops. So all of them are just going to feed into the middle. Just like that. Okay, and then we're going to take our smooth stone slabs and we're going to go out from the center of these hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we're going to fill this all in. Okay, so now that we have those in, it's a good idea to find your center and make sure you write these coordinates down so that way you know where to build your second one and you know where you're going to AFK. So I'm going to write this down, x 2, 2, 5, and then my z is negative 3, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got those taken care of. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go out. We're going to go up a block from the sides. And we can continue to use slabs, that's fine. So like this. We're going to go up, we're going to go out 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do that all the way around. So the same here. This side will go out 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all this will get filled in. Okay, so with that in place, we're going to take our stairs. You can eliminate the 4 corners, and then you're going to put stairs on these last ones. So a 2x2 in the corner can go, and stairs. Alright, so we need to close off the end so the water doesn't drain out. Glass works well for this. We're not going to use a lot of glass, so it's not too bad. You could use leaves if you wanted to. We just want something that can't be spawned on. You can put a block there if you want. Just make sure you put like a fence post on top. But that makes that nice and neat. So there's our first layer. Okay, and with this floor in, let's start to expand this vertically. So from the center, hop up and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be our level of the signs, level of the lava, beds. So up at the top here, you're going to do another 3x3 of hoppers, all feeding the center one way or the other. Like that. And then we're going to get our beds in. Okay? So we're going to look at this one, so second from the top, and we're going to put temporary blocks down. And they're going to come 2 blocks from the hopper on all sides. Just like this. So let's count out these beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need 21 beds. So let's add blocks. 2 beds per bed. 2 beds per bed. 2 blocks per bed. We have 12. Here's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's get these beds in. If you get green particles over these beds at any time while you're doing this, you already have an issue. There's a villager somewhere that's claiming them. You should not see that happening. Now let's get rid of these temporary holding blocks. Perfect. Okay, now for our lava blade. All we need to do is suspend water up a little bit so water. Man, I'm terrible this morning, ain't I? All we need to do is suspend lava up a little bit so it doesn't interfere with the water, but it's still low enough that it kills the golems. So we're going to suspend it on top of signs. So from this one, second from the bottom. Go out 1, 2, 3, 4 signs on all 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pay close attention to this. We're going to build a diamond shape to support the lava as it drains. So there's 4 deep. Now 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 2. 1, 2, and then 1. 1. Same over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. And here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. And that'll hold our lava. Alright, so now it's time to get the top floor in. So from up here, let's just get a couple on the sides here. We need to come 7 out from the hoppers on all sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then all we need to do is square this all off. Okay, now we're going to do just like we did down below. Let's get rid of these corners. And stairs on the ends. On the ends, Trav. Spawnable block or spawn-proof blocks in the corners to keep the water held in. Just like that. Now for the center on this, we're going to go up 1, 2, and then now we're going to, this is just going to be a single lava bucket here put on the top to hold it in. Our signs again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 this time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Throw the sign. 3. 1, 2, 3. So just the diamond shape again. So from here, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Just like that. And there's our top floor. Alright, so at this point, we are ready to start getting our liquids in. So we'll start here with our lava. And this one's going to go right on the top, just like this. Now I have fire spreading off. With it on, it may start a little fire on these slabs, just like that, but none of this stuff can burn. So it'll go out. So don't worry too much about it. Alright, and then we need our water. So we're gonna waterlog all of these stairs. Just like that. So all the water's flowing to center. It's too high so we can get underneath it, but a golem is gonna catch the lava. Alright, now we need to do it on this floor. So the lava's a little different on this floor. We're going to put a bucket against that hopper on all 4 sides. So one here, one here, one there, one there. Now let's watch. Don't worry about the fires, they'll go out. Just like that. Once again, it's too high, we can go underneath, but the golems are gonna burn. And waterlog the stairs. Now this floor's done. All flow into center. So if something drops in here, well, we need our tunnel. So where's our center? So to access our chest, let's go ahead and just build like a little tunnel that goes underneath the farm. Just like this, and then make sure you light this up. And there it is. Okay, cool. So all we have to do now is get our villagers into here. So what we're gonna do is get those in. We'll just put them in the corner. Let's just take our glass and continue. We're gonna make that a 2x2 like this. We're gonna come up the sides to make walls like this. And we're going to make this too high here, and this is going to be our holding box for half of our villagers. And then we started on the roof here. We want it only too high. Now, we're going to put a bucket of water on the bottom here. Spawn our villagers in. 5 on this side, it'll be 5 on the other. 1, 2, 3. Look at them claiming the beds. 4, 5. I don't care what jobs they have. I don't care if they're nitwits. I don't care if they're kids. The kids will grow up. And then once we get a moment, we're going to sit here and place that last block. Now, the water keeps them moving, and it doesn't allow them to aggro and doesn't allow them to unlink their beds. So that's the point of the water. They won't be able to unlink their beds just because they can't access them because they're in water. And if you made this 3 tall, then they're going to be able to bounce up and they have a good chance of unlinking their bed. So keep it 2 tall with water. They shouldn't be able to phase through here like they did if it was on the old design when it was dry because they're in the water. I have not had them phase through in the 10-12 hours I've been doing all the AFK testing here. So just like that. Now we're going to repeat that on this side. What am I doing here? So there's our 4x4 for the floor. Come up on the sides. Too high. Make the roof just like that. We need 5 villagers. Well, let's get our water in here. Three, 4, 5. Let's get that in there. And what I like to do is take some normal blocks. I just kind of put them under here so I don't have to worry about any zombies or any baddies kind of glitching underneath and maybe somehow reaching through a block and hitting them. I've seen that happen before. So this kind of closes the area off a little bit. You know, do that however you like. Just make sure it's spawn proof or underneath the glass. And that's our villagers in. And this farm is ready, guys. This thing is absolutely ready. You see them spawning cats. If they start spawning cats, that's a good sign. Now, just because they're spawning cats doesn't mean you're going to get golems. Because as far as I know, I think you need 4 beds for cats to spawn and just a couple villagers. But you need all of them. You need I call it the 10-21 rule. 10 villagers and 21 beds to get golems to spawn. And the nice thing about this farm is you can see the cats. Yes, they jump up and they can hit the lava, and some of them will die from that. But over time, you're going to get a few of them sitting on these beds and a few just sitting down, chilling out in the hoppers. So it's not a string farm. You're going to get less string than iron on this farm. Alright, because that lava is suspended in the air. That's one thing I really like about this farm. It's not a string farm. Yeah, you're going to get some, but it's not like the old designs where it's just oodles of string you have to deal with or get rid of. And this farm is done. And just make sure when you're AFKing within render distance, you need to load all this. So just AFK close to it, you know, hang out here, do your thing, and AFK. Now, if this is outside and you're worried about lightning, which I haven't had it happen often, but it can happen, is go ahead and cover these guys up with a roof to protect them. You know, something like that. And these are bottom slabs, so they're spawn proof. You could do glass if you want. But you can cover them up so they don't get hit by lightning, so they don't get converted. But you could do something like that. Okay, so to add the second farm to this, here's what we need to know. We already know what our center point is. Let's grab our map. Our center point, the Z, was at negative 323. Oh, there's our first golem. It was at negative 323. We want on center the difference between the two farms to be, what I did in my testing was 147 blocks. I think you can go a little bit closer together, but let's not take any risks. Don't add variables when it's unnecessary. So it's 323 plus 147 equals negative 470. Right here. That will be the center of the second farm. Just like that. Just like we did before. And you tunnel this out so you can get underneath. Okay? So that's where the second farm goes. Now let's talk about A of Cain. A of Cain, you're going to go to the center point, which is about 73 blocks away, or in between them. So if I take my coordinate in, it was 323 plus 73 is 396. So let's get to that. That's a filter. Right here. This is where we're going to AFK. Right in between the two. You won't be able to see the things spawning in. You'll be able to see the golems when they're on fire there. You'll be able to see that from here. But this is where we're going to AFK between the two farms. Now, what I did on mine, and I'm just saying it, and I'm saying it because I don't want to add variables to your guys' farms. But what I did on mine, I had finished both farms. I stood right here in the middle. I saved and I exited the game. And then I reloaded into the game because I wanted both farms to render and to load at the same time. Now, I don't know if that's going to make all the difference in the world. I don't know. But I'm telling you all the knowns on my test so that way you can reduce variation in your test. Okay? So get here, log out, log back in, and you're ready to AFK. Alright, and you can bring water streams to the middle with parts if you want. You could do hoppers to the middle, doesn't matter. Or you can leave it just like it is, and then just come down here to get your, let's put some stairs in here, to come get your iron and everything right here. Okay? Well, guys, that pretty much wraps this thing up. I think I've covered everything that came up in the last video or common questions people have. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Either myself or some of my helpful community will be happy to help you. Build this in creative to test it so you can squash any issues you might come up with, and then go ahead and put it in survival world. The thing works, I guarantee it. You're not going to find one better. But that way, if you run into any issues of your own while building this, you can solve it there instead of in your survival world. We covered a lot in this video. We started off discussing some of the rates and how this is producing, what was it, 57, 58 an hour or so over a 9-hour test period. We went into the items you're going to need to build it, and then finally the construction, and then where to AFK and how to add the second farm. Now obviously you can add 2 more farms at the other sides of this, but then you've got 40 villagers committed to your iron farms and only 10 more to do whatever else you want to do in the rest of your world. So anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. It's a fantastic iron farm for PlayStation. Fantastic being a relative word. It's fantastic for what we can do now. But if this is something you like, go build it. You'll have a lot of fun. Don't forget, support the video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends. Let's get the word out so all of our fellow brothers and sisters playing on the PlayStation can get their iron and get themselves going. Please help me out with this video. With that, guys, it was great making it for you. I look forward to the next one. Make sure you see my other tutorials where I cover a lot of other things. You can also see my Let's Play series. I'll link all that stuff at the end. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. You guys are fantastic. Look forward to the next one. This is Trav. Bye for now.